This is 14 October 2020, and this is the weight of the badge. We are still holding at 136 law enforcement suicides in 2020 per Blue Help. And I wanted to read some numbers off the front of their page. And these numbers represent data that has been reported, information that's been reported to them, dating back to the earliest report of a law enforcement suicide, and that was in 1956. So the total number of suicides that have been reported for law enforcement to Blue Help is 1,287. Of those 1,287 suicides, those officers represented 827 different departments. 145 of those suicides were retirees, and 239 of those suicides were correctional officers. The rest were active duty law enforcement. That number is huge. And again, that number is very, very low. When you look at the research of Bob Douglas from the National Police Suicide Foundation, from Dr. John Violente up in New York, the numbers that have been reported are very low. Dr. Douglas would put the numbers at 3 to 4 times that. Violente would not be quite as high as that. He's a little lower than Bob Douglas's numbers. But when you look at those numbers, it's staggering. Every year, the number of law enforcement suicides far outweighs the number killed in the line of duty. Because the job is tearing people down. The effects of the job on your personal life, on your home life, the effects of the things that we see day in and day out. We're already in October of this year, and I don't know how it got here so quick, but we're in October already. And I predict our numbers will, thank God, be lower than they were last year, but one suicide is one too many. These are preventable. The tools are out there. The resources are out there. And we need to go into 2021 putting forth a much better effort as agencies and as leadership to address this issue. We're getting ready to head into the holiday seasons, and these numbers are going to go up. And if it's been like it's been for the earlier part of this year, they're going to jump in bunches, and they're going to jump quickly. So we need to begin to look to 2021. And as leadership in our agencies, we need to step up, and we need to make it okay for these officers, for these men and women to understand that it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to ask for help. I don't know that we're ever going to see a day where we eradicate suicide from law enforcement. But let's start with just getting the number down to under 100. Let's start with putting the message out there right now. Let's start an initiative for 2021. Push the initiative that Blue Help has put out there, that I will listen. And as the heads of agencies and as the command staff and leadership of agencies, when your staff are struggling, provide them the help that they need. Provide their families the help that they need. We spend so much money on equipment and vehicle upkeep and other stuff, yet our most important asset that we have as an agency is our people. And we need to start with them before we throw our money into everything else. When you take and look at the number of sick calls that you have, the number of workmen's comp cases, the number of retirements, and you add up all that money, and then the money that you have to spend to recruit new people and bring new people in and train them, it is far cheaper to provide help and to provide assistance. Start with creating a peer support team. Reach out to ICISF. Find one of the teams they have already got set up, because there are amazing men and women that do this work, that are happy to come to your agencies and teach you and help you set your teams up and create successful teams for you to help your staff. If you don't have an EAP program, find a local psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor, whoever that is willing to help, and utilize them. Even if it is just bringing them in to do trainings for your staff for a few minutes in roll call, to let them know the signs and the symptoms of what they are looking at with trauma, so that when these things happen, they are prepared for them. Build resiliency from day one when you first hire somebody. Implement this training into your academy classes. Build resiliency from day one, so when these incidents happen, these officers understand what they are going through, and they are able to get help, and they are able to better address the stigma and the signs and the symptoms and the things that they're going through. Train them on how these issues, if they don't address them themselves, overflow to their families. Provide services for their families. Bring them into your department for a family day. Let them see what your officers do. Let them see the vehicles. Let them see the equipment. Let them understand why their officers work all these long hours, or why they may come home exhausted. Have different people in your department speak to them about the different jobs that they have. Have your leadership engage them. And if you're in the leadership, get out in the community and interact with the individuals that you serve and create a relationship. This narrative that is across the media, we can address this by simply having conversations. We can't sit back and wait for people to come to us. We have got to be proactive. And I know in law enforcement that is taboo to be proactive, but we need to be proactive and get out in the community and start engaging the people that we serve. Get your officers out in the community doing fundraisers, doing community events, just going out and speaking to the people in the community. Build relationships. Bring the families in. Build resiliency. And start from day one. When you hire new staff, bring their families in with them. Have a day at the academy where the families get to come in and see everything that goes on, the training they're going to go through. Prepare the families and the children and the loved ones of these officers for the change that they are going to go through in the academy, the schedules they're going to go on, the stress they will be under. Help them understand that so it is not a shock when it happens. And while it's a lot, it looks like a lot. This is basic stuff. It's basic being a good human being. We talk about being a family, yet we don't act like it. As a leadership, get out from behind your desk and engage the people that work for you. Engage their families and engage your community. That is what leaders do. You don't sit behind a desk all day. You don't spend your entire day in meetings. You engage the people that you, as a leader, are there to serve. Invest your money in your most important asset. To the men and women that put your uniform on, that put that badge on their chest, and that make the sacrifices they do for your agency to be successful. If you're out working today, be safe, watch each other's backs, and get home to your families. Tell them how important they are each and every day, especially the little ones, because tomorrow is not promised. For every man and woman out there that puts on a uniform, that puts on a badge, I am proud to serve alongside of you. I am proud to call you my brother and my sister. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your sacrifice, and thank your families, your loved ones, your friends that make the sacrifice so you can do what you do. To my brothers and sisters that are home and abroad protecting this great country of ours, thank you for what you do as well, providing us the freedoms that we have in this great country to allow us to do everything that we do. And God bless your families for the sacrifices they make while you are out keeping this country great and protecting us. Hope everybody has a great day. I will be carrying 50 tonight. Anybody else that is carrying, thank you for lifting that weight. Drop some comments below. Let us know what you're carrying. Take care. Be safe, and I will talk to you either tonight or tomorrow.